Hello, this is Chris Speezak. Got another one of our videos from our local Battlegrounds at Legion's Hobbies and Games in Pittsburgh. We do these on Thursday night. On the left, we got George Pavlik playing Zinsul deathknight. On the right, we got Jim Radishak playing Tyrus Blackhorn monster warlock. Um, both players are shuffling up. Let's see what happens here. Jim uh, being a little funny and using sleeves that say Magic the Gathering on the back. Oh, Jim. Funny stuff. They draw up their opening hand. Let's see what they do here with them. I didn't see who won the dice rolls. I don't know who's going first. Both players are looking over their hands. Let's see here. George counting up. Well, looks like George wins. That is the Dead Mines. Followed by some delving off his 2-1. Jim has to read the Dead Mines. So here George passes. That's what Jim does here on his first turn. Turn 1, Sardock. I mean, probably the best play he possibly could have, but probably going to just die to the 2-1 that George has. George is... That's a foil seeds of their demise. Oh man, I can see the foilness from here. George was the bling bling. Trades was the Sardock. Oh man, you can see that foil reflection of that seeds. And he plays Grazzle, who, if you don't know, has time is money and tap, draw a card, discard a card. George decides to seeds to keep Scimitar of Scirocco on top of his deck. Let's see, Jim draws here. What is he going to do on turn 2? Decides to take it back. Decides to take it back again, dropping cards into the crotch there. And we get a Giblin Death Scrounger. George draws the Scimitar and immediately discards it. See what George does now. The Grasshole kills the Giblin. He activates the Dead Mine. Dead Mine says if an allied was destroyed this turn, you can tap it to draw a card, then discard a card. So George taps the drew a card, stashed it. Let's see what he does here now. Jim has if you're not against us. And plays, can't remember what his name is, but it says he either deals 4 or your opponent discards a card. George thinks about it. Thinks hard. Decides to take 4. End of the turn, George flips to make that Scimitar a free swing that he's probably going to play from the graveyard this turn. But let's see what he does. He drew some cards. I think there's a Frozen Core in his hand, which I believe that 3 drops a 4/2. So does he go for the kill, or does he go to get Scimitar online? I guess he can just bring out Scimitar and run his hero's face into the guy, but really doesn't want to put that much damage on his hero because... Oh, he also has Gargoyle in his hand. Never mind. Everything I just said before was moot. Jim draws again, as you normally do at the start of your turn. And he thinks. Rows a card. Does the little hand shuffle. Got a Jadefire Scout. 1-drop 3/2 that can only hit heroes. A little shuffling of the hand. Maybe if you put them in a different place. Help the brain think of something to do. I don't know. Decides to pass. Was 3 open. Wonder why he left 3 open. See what George decides to do, though. Plays Unholy Ground. But walks into the Banished Soul. Gargoyle gets banished. Because then there was 1 with the Karn token, putting 2 on Jim's hero. Looks like George is sitting at... I don't know what George is sitting at. I can't read the numbers. But here comes the Giblin back. Gets in there for 3. Brings George to 7. Life tab. Jim goes to 4 life to draw some more cards. Another if you're not with us. And another scout. Jim's just pooping out monster dudes. See if George can do anything about it. Because then there was 1 with the token. Nash. Pretty good move. Clears the field of everything but Nash. Jim completes his 2 if you're not with us. George lets him draw the cards. Here comes Nash, or not Nash, Giblin Deathgrounder back out. I don't know if George should have let him draw those cards. I think he should have just took the damage, left Jim. That would have brought George to 13, but Jim would have 2 less cards in his hand. Now Jim has 5 cards. That's a lot of cards for a rush deck to have. Junosh. 6/6 Junosh. Princess Xavius, 3-drop 4/3. If the opponent has 15 or more damage, he poops out a really big, no, not really big, but the Death Touch tokens. George plays that Scimitar from the grave. See what he does with it. Problem is that Junosh is large and in charge. It's in George's way. He just slams into the Junosh to make a 3/3 goal. Death strikes it away to heal his hero for 4, 5, 4. There's a slight misplay on their part. George gave the token ferocity before he actually swung with the scimitar, but it really didn't change the game state. So another unholy ground. George can only draw dudes. I think he's just got to kill the Giblin. He's just going to keep coming back every turn. Oh, I see the card. Oh, you should have killed the Giblin. Maybe not. Unless you think he has Banished Soul in his hand, George. Does he have Banished Soul number 2? Does he? I still would have probably attacked the Giblin. It's going to deal 4 to you next turn anyways. Might as well get rid of it. Make him waste another card. Bring it back. Ooh, Phylox. It's you for 9, or brings you to 9, and then it pumps Giblin up to 6 attack. Brings you to 15. Now he can flip for free. There it goes. Scores 15 damage on George to looks like 13 on Jim. Ooh, George top decks another Scimitar. You gotta bring that Savage out now, George. Should have killed the Giblin last turn, George. You would have taken 2 less damage. Comes Savage in. George is probably going to attack the hero. Give Savage in ferocity. If Savage in hits the hero, that's good for me. If it doesn't, if it will kill one of your guys, and it'll make me 2 3/3 goals with ferocity. So George basically win-win either way. So see what he does. Savage in actually goes to the dome. George keeps the Scimitar in his hand to discard off of Dead Mines if Savage in dies right here. Has to attack the hero for 6. Has to attack the hero. How much damage does Vilox do? He's 6/6. Yep. And Shadow Bolt to the face for the finish off. Good game, gentlemen. I don't know if George should have let him draw those cards earlier in the game. Also, I think George should have killed the Giblin the turn before when he had the chance. George might have been able to win that game if he did a few choices differently. I can't, but they're more of we wouldn't know unless he did them choices, so we will never know. Well, I thank everyone out there in internet land for watching. Please like, comment, tell your friends, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.